Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. The VAG Technic, West Midlands, Netherton, UK, beautiful United Kingdom. We have a sunny day today, end of the day actually, it's Saturday, like 7 in the evening. As you've seen on the beginning, the chassis is on the ramp with all the stuff which is in the boot. But mainly we have to go to this side of the workshop where we have everything from the engine what we took out, and we also have the engine what you've seen in the previous video on the stand. And we still have to do loads of many small things, install the turbos, loads of gaskets, air conditioning pump, loads of brackets, alternator, loads of piping, the middle of the engine. We're also gonna spend money for no reason, well actually for a couple of 100 miles, because we have to install the brand new repair kit for the injectors, for the fuel injectors. Reason why I don't want to have a leaking fuel even for the couple of 100 miles to run the engine in, because we will be running the engine in with the original injectors. We will also flush the map, the ECU, to a stock map. So we're going to make sure nobody was messing about with it and the fueling will be correct as it should be and everything will be alright to run the engine for a couple of 100 miles to run it in. And then hopefully we'll go for a dyno with no issues, nobody knows yet, and we will push some kind of a beautiful number out. On the beginning of the video, probably I will start working on the vacuum pump. Reason why, you can see it's oily, and I know it was dripping, and it's a common fault on the vacuum pumps on 3 liters and whatever. There is a big huge O-ring. I managed to get a repair kit for it, which is not for this vacuum pump, but I did check it with the 3 liter. That's actually for a 3 liter supercharged repair kit, and I'm really hoping it will be the same, because I can't get the vacuum pump and I don't want to have oil leaks, so I'll try to do my best to actually put it back together. Hopefully it will be alright. And also in all this mess we have everything what needs to go on the car actually, so rails, intake, loads of pipes, hoses, they gotta be all cleaned up and stuff. It will be interesting. I will put the video on with the time lapse, and let's get to it. So a bit of a lucky, because the kit where I received, well, it's not for the pump first of all, but the big O-ring, it will fit diameter wise, but it's not high enough or it's not thick enough to actually fill up the whole gap in between that housing and the top plate. That means it wouldn't be actually sealing, but because we are in the workshop, there's loads of things going on. I did manage to find an O-ring from an oil filter, well, in the kit, and that's filling up the whole gap nicely. So I did put the plate on, it's actually sealing very nicely, so I think we're gonna go with that one. It's definitely better than the one what was there, because that's gone, unfortunately. You see it was leaking. The smaller one was alright, so I think we can continue putting it back together. Okay guys, so we have the first turbo one, which is for bank 2 I believe, for that side, because the engine is turned like that. So yes, we will have to swap everything around. That means all the pipings which is coming from that turbo will go on this turbo. We will be using the same bolts, however I have new washers for it, so don't worry, new washers are coming on. But like I said on the unpackaging video, there was a nut from somewhere loosened, well, flying around in the bag. So before I install them, I don't want to have a problem. We have this camera here, we'll just gotta put it everywhere in the internals of the turbo, just to double check there's nothing stuck in the turbine, because I don't want to be opening up. So yeah, we will put the camera now in everywhere where we can, just to double check, and then we can start putting it back together. If you're wondering what camera we're using, this is the camera what we're using. It's cheap, but it's doing the job. So see, that's me. Okay, so I don't see any foreign object, so it should be fine. We have everything for the turbo now, ready to come on. And while I was stripping the oil unit, I did manage to come to a problem. So this feed for the oil, which is held onto the turbo wastegate, the nut should not be actually holding it. It should be the bolt which is holding that pipe to the housing, and that nut should be holding the other pipe, which is return for the oil and of course for the PCV system. But yeah, we have to redo it, which means to probably fully push it onto the wastegate We have to loosen the bolt, which is a bit of a problem, but we'll see how that goes. Máš moc bezstarostný život.
Šesto. Kam by som chcel ísť?
Počkám.
Očíka zoberám. To má národa kresliť, tak snad hej. Teší sa na dovolenku.
čega je? Auto skladám, to je zadarmo.
Aga.
Čo, zase sa auto pokazilo už? And the first turbo is ready, guys, so I think we managed it all well. All the pipings are on there. Before I put it on the engine, I still have to put the air conditioning bracket on there and stuff. And once it's all there, we can put it on the engine. Okay, so officially we have a single turbo setup. Brilliant, that's done. It was a bit of a pain because I don't remember everything. Fortunately, on these cylinder heads, the bottom plates were missing, both of them. To install that one, I have to remove the air conditioning compressor again, but it was successful, which is good. So I think we can continue. The turbo is on there. And next up, I want to put the piping, which goes to this hose over there with some kind of a tank and pipes. And then we can just continue from the other side with the second turbo. Wake up to the sound of thunder, like it was in my ear. Are you gonna wait forever? I can see the stars reflecting. I have a second turbo here. We're just gonna double check with the camera again if something fell in or nothing is in there. And I have everything ready and cleaned up so we can put it back together with all the pipings and stuff. So I think the turbo is ready to go on. I have to adjust this washer, which is a holder for the pipe at the same time, and I have to remove the intake. It is machined, it is ported to the turbo, so TT have done that already. And you have to remove this part to actually clip these hoses back in for the solenoid. The rest of the piping and stuff, I will leave it off for now because it will be in the way and there's no reason to put it on. So it should be much easier than the other side. So I think it can go back onto the engine.
Wake up to the sound of thunder, like it was in my ear. Are you gonna wait forever? I can see the stars reflecting, the empty tires made of steel. Everything but you is fading.
This is a bit of a something what I'm calling a waste of money, but it had to be done. So originally I didn't thought we will need the injectors, but I was told we need the injectors. So thank you to MRC Information. We lost again over £2,500, but it is needed. So it's like much appreciated information. I did order the repair kit, which is like a kit for the injectors. You can see everything is in there. And even in the running stage, I don't want to have a problem with leaking fuel, lowering compressions or whatever. You can see the injectors are in a bit of a poor condition. So we will put them in the machine to clean them all up. And we will put new gaskets, all of them. And once everything will be run in, the engine will do a bit of a miles, everything seems to be fine. We will be swapping them for the injectors from Porsche. You can also probably tell these connectors looks a bit old stylish. The connectors from Porsche will be much smaller. So we will have to repin the whole loom, which is going in the middle for the injectors for the different connectors. And also, they should be straight fit into the heads, so I don't think that'll be a problem. But yeah, I'm gonna strip them all down. We're gonna put them in the machine for cleaning. The engine is in the condition like we put the turbos and stuff, so I will continue with the middle. Meanwhile, the injectors are in the machine. We still have to put on the EGR with the new pipes and everything, so that'll be loads of things to do still. So the injectors are cleaned up. It was in the ultrasonic machine. We put the new thermal O-rings along with the spacers and everything which was in the kit. New O-ring of course, and one is left. So I was cleaning them with the BG for the injector cleaner, and it looks good. It looks done the job. So I seen the car running, the injector should be fine, and I recommend always to replace these ones, these thermal O-rings on the end, because they're actually holding the compression in place, so it's good to have a new one. If you're wondering how a ring which is smaller diameter will get over the bigger diameter, you need something like this. So you will slide it from the smaller diameter, it will expand until you can actually slide it on, and then you need something like this which will actually push it against it and it will squeeze it again, so otherwise you will struggle to get in the cylinder head. We have a kit like this for more injectors. There's the injector jigger as well. So last one is left, and then we can start putting him into the engine.
On tak skáče hore. Vystrelil. A to sú podľa oného, podľa čísla by mali ísť takéto tam.
We did finish the middle of the engine. It looks a bit confusing in the middle, but it's not, trust me. We also have new gaskets on the left, new gaskets on the right. And it was a bit of a like guessing because I don't remember everything, but we managed to put it back together. So the loom's going underneath the rail for the fuel and going from the back on the holders. And yeah, it looks good. I also did replace this plastic pipe for the EGR because the old one was a bit fragile, and I will be doing some manipulation in the middle later. I don't want to break it, and then I'm gonna end up doing it on the car, which is I don't think is actually doable on the car. Also, oil filter is just screwed on the hand because I want to check the oil pressure. We're gonna make sure we have oil pressure in the system. Spark plugs, coil packs in place. We've done a compression test just on the hand is going, which means there's no zero bars, which is fine. Also the solenoids are in with new O-rings. We managed to put all the piping, thermostat and stuff there. I can't finish it because I underestimated the amount of these aluminium washers. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 2, about 10 of them for some reason. I put them already on the vacuum pump, which is here with the gasket what you've seen. That gasket actually, I put it from the oil filter, what I showed you, but also probably, I didn't try, but probably the thermostat O-ring will fit on the same diameter and it's quite thick as well. I didn't try it, but it's probably easier to buy that than have a filter with no O-ring, then it's probably cheaper as well. So next up, I think we can continue with the inlet manifold, which is over there, ready to go on. We will be using the inlet manifold which was on the car because I've seen it running and I think all the sensors are actually working. And once the inlet manifold is mounted on, I think we can start putting the loom, which is already there with the starter a bit, but you have to drop the subframe from the engine, bring the gearbox, put it back together, and we can finally put it back into the car. So I think we can continue. Also, one more thing, I'm not putting the PCV in there because I want to put oil through there into the engine, so the oil pump will actually suck the oil at the same time and it will not do like a airlock in the system. So that's the idea. I'm not sure if it's going to work, time will tell, but let's put the inlet manifold on now. Okay guys, so we managed to put the gearbox and the engine together with the loom, with everything what's there. I still have to put the bolts for a torque converter and plate. I'm probably gonna do it when the engine gonna be in, it'll be easier. Also, we did fit these intercoolers and I must say it was alright. We basically just swap them, straight swap from the stock to these upgraded ones. I'm still waiting for these bushes which are missing there. So that was on back order, so that will probably take a couple of days, but we don't need them so far. But yeah, that's the small things we'll be missing. Also, I'm still waiting for these washers for these pipes so they can be tied in. And meanwhile, we have few deliveries. So the delivery of a catalytic converter is here, and this is a 100 cell Euro 4 catalytic converter, and it looks pretty much like the genuine size. So my plan is to put them somewhere here, hopefully, nobody knows. Also, I did notice that this diameter will actually, or is capable to slide onto the original pipe, which is good and not good at the same time, but it is a very tight fitment. So I will start with this side because it's more difficult than the other side where is much more space. And also we have another delivery, there we go, from Mr. Porsche. And again, thank you to MRC to providing me this information what we need. And unfortunately the information cost me again quite loads of money, over £2,500 for 10 injectors from Porsche. And first of all, I was a bit scared because look at the fitment, it's quite thick. And then I realized that it's a Porsche injector from Porsche, and that is only there to actually protect it from damaging while it's in the box. Also, I did notice this rubber on top, which is actually a good idea because it's keeping all the dust, dirt coming to the cylinder head where's the injector sitting. So I think this will do. Also, I was given the link for the connectors, so they are on the way. It definitely saved me loads of time because this is the information what we ain't gonna get on the forums. You might find out from someone like, well, you need the Porsche injectors, but what Porsche injectors do you need? Also, again, thank you MRC for sending me this package. Maybe some of you will be disappointed, but this was £600. And it's not about the material, it's about the knowledge. And again, I didn't know that we actually need these relief valves on the pumps, which should be like fitted over there. So it will let all the additional pressure from the pump back into the low pressure before the pump. And the relief valves themselves are not expensive, it's just to make all these adapters and stuff and the knowledge, yeah, again. So something what I will be struggling with and will probably take me millions and millions of years to find out. So that's why MRC are the top when it comes to knowledge about these cars, because they've done plenty of them, yeah. So the only problem with MRC is really hard to get hold of them. But again, thank you for all the supplies and thank you for all the information. So I will continue with the exhaust. I'm not the mine welder, Miroslav is the mine welder and he's on holiday, so I'm gonna try to do my best to do the exhaust now. If you're gonna hate my welding, just leave me a comment. And once the exhaust will be finished, I think we can put the engine back into the vehicle. This is the outcome so far. I managed to cut it. It's not going over the original piping, so it's going like to each other. I tied it down with one bolt. This is the clearance what we actually have. Not much, but there's a clearance. Also, it's in the middle sort of, so I think we can tag it on more places and weld it around. The engine is in the chassis. Didn't even took long, only 69 days. Thank you very much for Mr. Dave for helping me. He was taken away from his work meanwhile. And I think next up will be, we will put a camera in the tank. I want to see what's going on in there. We're definitely going to put a bit of oil to drain whatever is there. Also, we have to drain whatever's in the fuel tank because I was getting the information there was a water or something in the fuel. So we don't want to risk it, so that will be fully pumped out. We will put fresh fuel in there, and generally we have to connect everything: wiring, loom, ground cables, power steering, air conditioning. Also, we gotta clean up the front oil cooler because I'm not sure if there's any debris inside or whatever, but we need to check it. And then I will leave up the hole open in there for the PCV valve. We will be cranking it on the starter motor, just on the cables, and see if we actually have oil pressure, because the guys in Airy Performance were saying they have a bit of a problem to build up the pressure. I did put loads of assembly loop on the shafts and everything, and especially in between the gears, so it should build up oil pressure pretty quick, but we will see. So let's get to it. And I put all the bolts for the torque converter right over there, 6 of them, and we can continue with all the bolts and pipes that are underneath. Everything what needs finishing. And here we are, just plugged in the necessary things, so nothing is actually leaking. From underneath all the piping, power steering, what can be leaking and stuff, there's still plenty of things to do. It's a mess, it's a mess. I reckon there's 1 day of labor, like any time, because you still have to finish the wiring on the top, ECUs are missing, loads of vacuums, PCV and stuff. But right now what I want to do, I want to be cranking the engine without firing it up, obviously. So the connector for the starter is here for the signal. I did put oil in there already. Nice and new, it's getting low, but I will be adding some more. Plus, I would like to put like half a liter of oil in there, so it will leak down to the pickup side of the oil pump and it will start circulating. But I don't know, I've never done it, so we'll see. So here it comes. it took me like over 30 minutes to actually build up the oil pressure in the system. I was adding oil in there, which was on the level. However, even when I was turning the engine, especially with the spark plugs in the engine, it was like impossible to build the RPM to actually push it through. So if you're doing engine like this, definitely don't put the spark plugs in, just leave it spinning so there's no compressions. Also, I was removing the oil filter a few times because I was checking if there's actually oil in the filter and was completely dry. So afterwards I start filling up the oil filter housing with oil. I'll probably put like 2 liters of oil, and afterwards you hear it was like completely different noise. Well, actually almost no noise because the tensioners went quiet when they have the oil pressure and stuff. So I can confirm we have oil coming from here, what I can see. The engine is spinning nicely. We have compressions between 13.5 to 14 bars, which is absolutely amazing, and we just have to continue to plug in the coolant system and finish the wiring, inlets, put the spark plugs back in, and hopefully we'll start the car later on. Okay guys, so the airboxes are in. It was a pain because it was a pain. This side is much worse than this side. Reason for why this one has much more piping coming to it. But yeah, when it's put it back together like one piece, obviously I will have to strip it down one more time for the injectors. But let's continue with the coolant system, because we have the upgraded coolers there. We have a different crash bar, so that needs to be put on there, and I have to find out how the pipes are actually going from where to the radiators and stuff, because there should go a pipe, 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 and somewhere there should go a pipe. So it will be interesting. We will continue with this. I still have to plug in the gearbox, actually fill up the gearbox with fresh oil. So yeah, plenty of things to do. Okay guys, so that was very interesting. Unfortunately, there is no manual to it, so it was like guessing, especially when you have pipes like goose's necks. And yeah, this side I managed to figure out myself, because there's an obvious shape of the pipe to the original piping. So this side was fine. The other side was a bit of a pain because it's connected onto the original piping, which is going to the back. There's a T-connector, also a thermostat. I didn't bother anyone because I managed to go on internet, and I did find original video from Wagner Tuning on YouTube. I can leave the link in the description. And the guy literally, or the guys actually done a cool video, like very detailed what to remove, how to fit it and stuff. So that helped me a lot, especially with the bank one side. And it's all fitted now. So I do like how the whole product actually looks like. All the holders, hinges, radiators, the front crash bar. The quality is very nice. Can't complain. Hoses, fitment, everything is safe. So next up, I'm just gonna finish a few hoses from underneath. We have to put the ECUs in. I will drain out all the fuel, the leftover fuel which is in there. We have to get fresh fuel, and hopefully we'll start it. So we took out the old fuel and we put coolant, hydraulic in there. We have a coolant leak straight away. One pipe wasn't connected, but that's all sorted. I'm really hoping there will be no other coolant leaks. I also did harm myself, but that's all right. And next up, we will try to start it. Okay. Okay. No? the RS6 was running after 2 months, absolutely amazing feeling. I must say it was quite difficult for me to put it all back together because I don't remember everything. And I also have to go on the internet, look at some pictures and stuff because I forgot to put the hose in, I forgot to put something. The reason why the car didn't want to start because I swapped the ECUs because I'm an idiot. So I put the left one to the right and right to the left, which means it will not work and the immobilizer was switching it off. So the engine is running, however I can't leave it running in the workshop for long because it's absolutely terrifying. The extraction what we have is not working, so the plan is I have to put it back onto the wheels, make it unleash roll to push it out and leave it running in there. So far I must say the engine is running very nice, there are no fault codes. And there's a small problem with the coolant pipe which is leaking. It's the new one for the external radiators which are in the front now, so I have to put a proper tie in there so it will hold the hose in place because there's a big pressure and it's just leaking around the Juby clip. So something easy. Other than that, it needs gearbox service. That will be the next video, and we get to the stage when the engine is running, very nice, but there will be still loads of small things while the car there's still loads of things before the car will actually go on the road. So it's a process. It's in, that's good. We will see what will be next because I'm sure there will be some hidden faults. The car was off the road for quite some time. And yeah, it will definitely take me a bit of a time to finish all the details. I must say that in the last 10 days, what I spent working on the car, putting it back together, engine-wise and everything, I'm quite tired. Meanwhile, I've done some small jobs here and there in the workshop during the day, but most of the time I'm working in the evening time to finish the car off, and then the weekends, of course. But after 2 months, I think it was pretty quick. Can't complain. Everything went sort of smooth. I'm still waiting for one catalytic converter what needs to be done, and we need to be cycling the engine now. So switch it on, leave it warm up, check everything. So it will be definitely interesting. Also in the next video I would like to show you the design of the wrap for everyone who supports us, and just to explain to you and show you like how I want to wrap the car with all the names or the nicknames from YouTube, whoever supports us directly. So yeah, all the money what we actually receive from you guys, it's spent on the RS6 and much more. We will get to the final bill when it's actually going to be done with the wrap, with the tires, with everything, because we start to put the brakes on and stuff. So it will be interesting. More videos coming up. We went quite quickly from 0 bhp to probably around 700. Miroslav will have to map the car to stock to actually run it in, and then we will see where we're going to go for the remap and dyno and stuff. I don't know yet, but yeah, interesting car. I do like it so far. I love the V10 sound, how it rumbles and stuff. So yeah, finally smile on my face. Anyways, thank you for watching again. Thank you for all the support. Just if you're watching the videos or if you are supporting us directly, it helps us a lot to get to the point where we are now. And I'm really hoping we'll see you in the next video with the RS6. So thank you for watching. Take care for now, and we'll see you in the next one.